VFS Global. If you are trying to book an appointment in the VFS Global system, it's a complete nightmare, but I'm going to walk you through what you need to do this. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to use France as an example. You guys know, if you follow me, that we're basically in the process of getting new visas, but we're going to be going to Miami. We're going to Florida. We're trying to book at the VFS Global Center there because they process on behalf of the French government, the French consulate, to handle the visa applications. So we applied. First of all, we set it all up on the French site, and then you're assigned these like FR numbers, and those are your visa applications. Okay. But then you have to take those numbers and go to the VFS Global site in order to book the appointment with them to handle your paperwork, and just going to do the work and the processing for you. Okay. So the problem is that the France site is excellent. It's great. Very smooth. Boom. You get them done. Then you go to the VFX Global site. And if you look on TikTok or YouTube or anything, you're going to see people like all over the world. I mean, I saw people in India and everywhere else just having horrible problems with this. And there was like nobody explaining this anywhere on YouTube or anywhere on TikTok. And so I figured some things out through trial and error, and I'm going to tell you what happened. Well, let me tell you the problem first. So you go in, let's say for a family of 3 like us, you add in each of your applicant numbers into VFS Global. So you put them in, and then you go to the step where you basically choose the appointment. The problem is that all the appointments are grayed out for every day, in every year, in every month, in every year, i.e. there are no appointments. And it doesn't explain anything. It just doesn't show anything. And you have your 3 applicants. By the way, you can't save those applicants to try later. It deletes them, which is wonderful. So if you can't book an appointment, which you can't because there's no appointments available, then you have to start all over again, entering all the data, your FR numbers from your passport numbers, the expiration dates. And oh, by the way, you can't even type them in. You have to use their stupid little keyboard where they change all the characters around for security reasons. And it is a nightmare. So 15 minutes into this, you finally get in our case, 3 applicants in there, and then you can't choose an appointment, and then you have to start all over again. And it's like a Sisyphean trial. It's like it's like a Greek mythological torture, this whole process, right? So literally, I tried this for 3 days. I talked to some people that I know that have done this before, and they didn't have any suggestions except clear your cache and try a different browser. Well, that didn't work. So finally, I swear to you, this morning I was like sleeping in a little bit, and I had this like voice in my head go, try one at a time. It's like I woke up and I'm like, try one at a time. Okay. I'm not kidding. This really happened. So I told my wife, I'm like, so I just had this like voice in my head tell me, try one at a time. And I'm like, all right. So I did. Guess what? It worked. So what it does, even though there's plenty of appointments, when you do 3 people or 2 people even, or anything greater than 1, it doesn't want to show you appointment slots. It doesn't tell you that. It just won't show them to you. So I did myself. It worked. Now, there was still not without problems. It still like said, oh, the system's really busy. Try again later on the first time I did it. And then I clicked refresh again, like a minute later, and it let me go pay. By the way, I had selected the appointment on the day that I wanted, but it wouldn't even let me pay. I mean, this system is so freaking broken. But anyway, so I got to pay. And then I went back. Now I'm going to do my wife next because I got to get all 3 done in the same day. So I chose, for example, in this case, a 2:00 appointment. I went back. I selected my wife. I entered all her information, went through the whole process again, went to the part where I choose the appointment. Yes, I was able to choose. I chose the same time slot because I figured there's multiple people allowed in the same time slot, hopefully. Chose 2:00, just like me. Went to pay, and it said, no, sorry, there's no more appointment slots at 2. Start all over, which then you have to back out. It doesn't lose your data in that case. Then I did it again, and it said, oh, sorry, the system's overwhelmed right now. Try again in 2 hours. Clear your cache or try a different browser. I'm like, what? I mean, I don't know. Whoever developed this system, they have some real issues. They really need to go back to IT school and programming school. But in any case, so then the next thing, I just got logged out here. So then the next thing that happened was I started all over again. I tried a different browser because I'm like, this thing won't let me. I kept trying like I did before. I just did 1 refresh this time. Nothing. It just was like 2 hours. Now it's like clearly like locked me out or something. It's not telling me that, but now I can't even get my wife in there. It's like, boom. So now I just tried a different browser completely, and I'm trying that. The next thing I'm going to try is an incognito mode. But I know eventually it's going to work, but you're just going to have to keep persistently trying. But at least now I know what to do. 1 person at a time. The system may go down. I mean, this system is apparently more down than it's up, but you just have to keep retrying. if you need to clear the cache on that browser, try it again, or try a different browser, or try incognito mode and log in completely under incognito mode, and then try the whole thing again. And if none of that works, try your mobile phone, try a different computer, try a different IP address, go to an internet cafe. I don't know. Yes, it's a nightmare, but it is doable. And I just wanted to make this video as we're fresh in it. I'm literally right now in the middle of like the second application. And for those people, on a completely different note, for those people that have a minor child with you like we do, you actually technically, if the two parents have the visas, you don't need a visa for them. Vet this on your own, but what we understand now is that you need a DCEM card. I talked about it in a different video. You'll see it in my playlist, my expat playlist, but essentially you can get what's called a DCEM card. You got to go through a little process to get that, but technically you don't need the visa for the minor child if the parents both have them. But your mileage may vary. You can check it out on your own, but that's what we understand. We're still going to do it anyway, just because I'd rather pay the $75 to these guys and get the visa, but we'll see if I can even get through. That's going to be number 3. But there you go. If you're stuck in VFS Global and freaking out like we are, and time's ticking to your flight date where you're trying to get the appointment for, that's what you have to do. Good luck.